Hey guys, it's Nick the Booksmith. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's doing good today. I have I don't know, so this little project, it's been about a month I think ago. Somebody mentioned in the comments if I had ever made a lap book before. And not a lap book per se. I mean, I make folios, which are, I guess, kind of like a lap book. Lap books have different meanings to different people. So, but they said something about how they thought it'd be interesting to see what I did with one. So I was thinking about that last night, and I thought, well, it's not like I don't have paper and stuff laying around. So I've never made one like this before, so we're just gonna fumble through this and we're just gonna do this together. You can watch me fumble. This might have several parts. But the first part is this. So this is a book cover that Hallie sent me, and it's fabulous. See how it's like embossed? Isn't that cool? Super cool. It's just from an encyclopedia. And Renee sent me this lovely cover, and I have the spine somewhere. The spine was in there with the cover, but look at the cool like paste work that they did on the. Okay, so this is the plan. This is the plan, to use this as my base, and then I'm going to use these as like fold outs. Sabe? Does that sound? So that's the plan. So I need to reinforce the spine. I need to create little flippity flip outs, and anyway, so that's kind of my plan at the moment. And then I just grabbed a stack of paper. Some of this is just some Tim Holtz stuff that I have, just leftover stuff. There's a few in here of that. And then the rest of them are some papers that I got at the Scrapbook Expo, and they were like in a big box, and you just pick as many as you want. They were like little singles, and they were like, I don't know, 10 cents a piece or whatever, whatever they were. And so I just picked out just a bunch of wallpapery looking. Some of them might be too bright, and some of them might be too drab, and so I just picked out a bunch so that I could kind of, figure out as I went along what I wanted to use, right? So that's what this stack of paper is for. All right, so let's get down to business. So let me lay that over here, that over here. I want to, as I said, reinforce the spine. I did cut a strip of just some craft cardstock, and I figured that would be the little base that would go in there to kind of, give that some sturdiness. And I'm just going to use some PVA. And I'm just going to paint the back of this. It's going to get covered up, so it can be ugly. I just wanted to, I want to glue that down. So just kind of center that in there somewhat. And before, I start getting questions, what is a lap book? Well, good question. So lap books are generally like used for like elementary school. They're like little interactive projects for elementary school. This, of course, was taken over by the junk journal world, as we do, take over everything. And so I guess it's left up to your own definition, because, it is what it means to you. So a lot of it is like just an interactive, little compartmentalized folio book of sorts. They can be used for all kinds of things, I imagine. What I was thinking is they would be great for organizing ephemera. So wouldn't it be cute if you had like let's say you went to the the thrift store and they had a whole bunch of encyclopedias, right? Just we're talking old, outdated, stuff, and they don't even have to be old. You just be outdated. You can find encyclopedias, like sets of them, like in the trash in places because there's just so many of them. So wouldn't it be cool to get, half a dozen or something and create one of these for each of your ephemera like categories. You have nature and animals and special days if you had like anniversaries or whatever it is that you want to do, special occasions, so you could even have different ones for that. I mean, think of gardening, whatever it is, you could make one for each, and then you put them on a shelf and they just look like books, but then you open them up and it's like we can get lost in the rabbit hole of looking at paper forever, right? Okay, so now I want to, I'm going to want to lay something across here. And I also, because in my brain, this is a piece of, I'll show you what it was. It was just an old binder from who knows when. So I have a piece of this, kind of this thick card. I might have to cut this down because what this is going to be, so what I thought is I'll have the two flip outs or fold outs, whatever. Don't flip out. And I thought what I would do is create this middle section as like a Midori style section here in the middle. So I thought if I punched holes and put eyelets and then ran some, some elastic, then in the middle, you could fill it up with like a folder. You could do a notebook with paper to write on. Because wouldn't this be a great thing too, if you wanted to take it on a trip, and then on the inside is everything you would need to write a letter, send postcards, you got your stamps and you got stickers and you got, your envelopes and your paper and everything, like a little letter writing kit, right? But it just looks like a book on the outside. So all kinds of fun things, just all kinds of fun things I think you could utilize these for. So like I said, I've never made one exactly like this before, so we're winging it, we're wanging it. What I want to do is also, these will get hinged on here, and I want them to have a little bit of a spine so that they're not flat. I don't want them flat. So I cut out little strips of this craft card, just little tiny strips. I think they're like 3/8 of an inch. And what I thought I would do, because I need to reinforce this, but I'm unsure. I'm unsure. I think I'm going to want to use some kind of a fabric. I don't think I'm going to want to use paper. But again, I'm thinking. I don't know. You won't see it. I just want it. I want something that will be sturdy. Because then I want to do this over the top with the eyelets in it, and I will cover this with paper, and so you won't see the blue, although you could. I mean, it's no big deal, but I'll probably cover this with paper and then punch the eyelets in it, and then it will also be sitting on, this is some of the fabric I have to. It will also be sitting on some kind of something so it can float maybe in the middle. Anyway, I'm thinking about it. I don't know. Okay. So let me take, this one is going to go in the front because this is the front cover. Well, this was the front cover of this book, whatever this book was. I don't even know what the book was. and it'll be out like such and so forth. So what I thought I would do is take some of this fabric, it's kind of stiff fabric, and I'm going to glue it to this edge. One thing I do want to do is I want to add magnets, because when you close it, I want it to be able to, you know, magnetize together, I think. Because this is kind of how it looks when it's standing up. We got about an inch and a quarter. And then this one will be in here like this. And this one will be in here like this. And they'll have like little, you know, little spines. And maybe, I'm not sure. Because if I put the magnets on these two, they'll snap together like this. And I don't want that. Well, they'll have their little spines. So they'll more be like that. Like that. I guess that would be all right. I guess that would be okay. Because then we'll have the thing in the middle. That might be all right. We can add those later too, because I could add these over the top. So what I was thinking, so this is what happens. This is how my brain just rolls through all these decisions. You guys are just hearing it out loud. So what I was going to do is glue one of the magnets like underneath and then put this over the top. But I could totally just glue it over the top later and then hide it with something else, you know? You know, it might be better because then it won't bulk that up. So, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto this spine edge. And so I'm sure you guys are like me and you have book covers laying around. When people will, sometimes I'll get book covers like these, I got these, or I'll go to the recycle yard like I did this weekend. And there will be in the hardback bin, there will be books that are falling apart, books that don't even have guts anymore. They're just the covers. It's like you never know what you're gonna, you know, like Forrest Gump and his box of chocolates. You just don't know what you're gonna come across. So if you see something that's really cool, even though it's only a book cover left, don't let that deter you if you think that it looks cool. Just get it. Just get it. You can always put it back on the recycle later if you don't use it, right? But if you think, hey, I could do a something, you'll kick yourself if you don't go ahead and get it, because they come and they dump those. They come and they dump those real quickly, like, and then they're gone forever because they go to incinerator. So, you know, if you send it off to the incinerator later, you know, whatever, if you don't use it, but, you know, just go ahead and grab it. Go ahead and grab it, man. So let's do this one. I have another piece of fabric over here. I am working on designing what I want to do for our little bookcase, our miniature bookcase project. And I'm not going to call it a challenge so much as it's going to be like, I don't know if you guys want to do like a community project. Wouldn't that be fun? That whoever wants to join in along, it'll be like a, you know, free-for-all community project. I thought that would be fun. So you can make books out of magazine covers, or you can, you know, you can purchase printables. You can, some people have real miniature books, like antiques, because they used to, I mean, they still do make miniature books, but it was kind of all the rage for a while, and like companies were making them back in the day. So depending on the size of your, you know, your miniature book, that will determine, you know, the size of your bookshelf and the different, you know, shelves inside the bookcase. So maybe you don't use books that are the same size as my printables. You want to use something different. So here's the little spine to help kind of keep everything kind of separated a little bit. And so I'm going to glue that. I'm going to give myself a little bit of I have a skewer here. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a hinge gap, because I figure if I don't, it's going to just get all bound up. Like a kid when he's had too much cheese. Just all bound up. Pat this in here. Yes, that was a poop joke. Or no poop joke. It's one of those days, man. It's one of those days. I grew up with boys, so poop was always funny, right? That's what they laugh about, is bodily functions. That's what boys find funny. You know, that's like the first thing that they find funny. At least in my uncouth family. I don't know, maybe you guys weren't quite so, you know. Yeah. But in my family, oh, it's still funny in my family. Yeah, yep. Still funny. Okay, let me put some glue on this one. I hope this works out. I hope I'm not just wasting my time and your time. Well, that's all relative anyway, right? Maybe you're multitasking. You just watch me fail at something. Okay. That there. Get the other one. Whatever size this is. No, it looked the right size, whatever that is. And then we will be gluing this to this side. I'm not going to be gluing it on the outside of the book because I don't want to see it. It's going to be glued to the inside like this. So you'll be able to see it from, you know, the foredge of this book cover, but not on the front of it. I don't want to see it. I want the integrity of the book to remain on the outside. I'm just going to mark a line so that I don't get too off kilter. Heaven forbid. So I'm going to add some glue. I don't know if I'm going to do PVA because, I mean, is that, I guess I could. Yes. So what did everybody do this weekend? Anything exciting? We're getting our kitchen back together. We're touching up the paint on the cabinets, because I have painted cabinets. And I have an idea for what I want to do behind the stove. That actually may turn into a YouTube project, because it's something like this. I've never done it before, so we're going to do it on camera. Because I'm a glutton for punishment. And so that may be happening. I just got to get the rest of I got to go get a piece of glass cut. All right. I'm going to line this edge up here, but also, so pardon me, I have to stand this up so that I can make sure I'm lining everybody up here. What are you going to do with it? I don't know yet. Don't pressure me. I don't know. I don't know. Ugh. I hope that works. I mean, in theory, right? In theory. So, all right. Are we down? Now I got to do this one. And since I went in 7/8 on this side, I should probably do the same thing on this side if I was going to be smart about it. All right. I will be starting the pie tomorrow. So I've got to get this done, and I got to go out and get some apples and finish that up and get all the ingredients for that. So I'm going to start that tomorrow. You probably won't see the video till I put it all together. Probably Wednesday or Thursday. So, but I gotta go get all the rest of the ingredients and figure out what I want to do on the pie crust for the decoration. I have a thought. You know, I always got a thought, but we'll see if it comes to fruition, but I do have a thought. Okay, so there's this. And again, there we go. This. Looks like everything's pretty well situated. All right, so on this side, now this thing's like really long. So on this side, I'm going to want to curve this up and glue this down. Like I said, all this is going to be covered with something or somewhat. I might cut where's my seagulls? I might cut a little snippet here to let it ease so that it's not puckering. And give it some room to move around. That. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down, because all this is going to be covered anyway, so I won't fret about too much. I won't fret too much about covering that middle just yet, because it will be covered either way. Pull that up and tight so that it's nice and neat on that edge. And then this edge, I just want it to kind of be even with the bottom edge of that book, just so it's not poking out over there too low. Like this. Let me turn this around. And I could have totally made my own book cover. But again, I am trying to use up some things that I have and have had. I've had these things for quite some time, and I figured there's really no reason to just hang on. I mean, they're book covers, right? They can't even really sit on a shelf because they don't have anything to really hold them up, right? So I just figured it was time to utilize these in a way that could be useful for myself or whomever ends up with this. There we go. And see, it's got a little bit of a spine here. A little bit of wiggle room, I should say. Got to have some wiggle room. Sorry, my camera shut off. Okay, so I just glued this one down the same way. Okay, and then I have another couple strips of the fabric here, and I am going to just line this up and cover this area right here. Okay, now let the gluing commence. Here we go. I'm going to glue just kind of the middle first. All right, so here is the base as it is, such as it is, and it will be like this, and like this, and then like that. That's what it'll look like. This is what it'll look like on the outside. All right. So I will go on and I will pick some paper, like I had that wherever that stack, here it is, this stack of paper. And in the next video, I will start covering the inside maybe, and see what happens. All right, I'll see you in the next video, guys.